Well, hey, friends, welcome back to the Everyday Marketer podcast. We have a very, very, very important episode for you today. We're going to talk through four principles that should be foundational to everything you do when it comes to marketing your brand, whether you're a personal brand, whether you're in the business space, nonprofit, or even the ministry space. There's four things that you need to always be reminding yourself of if you want to grow in the digital space. Now, recently, Alan and I had the pleasure of teaching these four principles at the end of a coaching onboarding for our coaching network over for our sister company, Stay Forth Designs. And it really struck a chord with me. Because like I said, you should always come back to them. It's something we do throughout the year, whether it's high touch marketing or Stay Forth Designs, and make sure that we're on track to reach the people that we're trying to reach, that we're speaking relevantly to things that are important to them, how we're communicating outward, and what are we doing to set us apart from the rest of the people that are similar to us in the market space. Now, you may be asking yourself, I already know all that stuff, but if you do, that's great. I want you to go back today, listen to this episode, and then listen to it again, and then download the resource that's going to come along with this. And then I want you to share this episode with some friends because we believe in the importance of this. You can watch this later, and we want to make sure that you're focusing on these four things that are going to help you grow your brand every single day. So it's a cycle. Once you're in it, you never get off. You just get more efficient and you get better equipped to take your next steps and keep growing and reaching more people and getting your message in front of more eyes, ears, and hearts. So if you're watching, we're going to jump in. If you're listening, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I want you to enjoy today's episode of the Everyday Marketer podcast and these four principles for growing your brand every single day. All right, guys, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. And first things first, what are we talking about today? We're looking at a principle and four things called TPDM. So what are they? First, it's your target, the specific people that you are trying to reach in the digital space. Now, not every person, if you're approaching your marketing from the standpoint of you're going to reach every single human being that's living, breathing, and they're 18 to 65, you will not reach anyone. Next are their pain points. What are the things that they're faced with, the internal and external challenges they're facing that you are uniquely positioned to help them overcome? They're dealing with things that are keeping them from getting from point A to point B. You have the tools to help them bridge the gap between point A and point B. Next, what makes you different? You're not the only one doing what you're doing in the digital space or in the physical space. You have what people like to say competition. You have people that are competing for the same real estate you're trying to take hold of. And lastly, what is your unique message? What is your clear, unique message that's going to take many forms, both visually, audibly, and graphically, and through written copy to communicate who you are, why you care, and how you help? When you pay attention to these things and you really hone in on their importance and you focus on implementing each one of them, you're going to gain traction. You're going to attract attention. You're going to establish trust. You're going to build lasting relationships, and you're going to maximize your reach and your engagement and your impact in the digital space. So let's get started. First up is your target. If you're listening to this, who is your exact target? And think about that for a minute. And I want you to draw a line down a piece of paper, and I want you to write this out. I want you to list who your exact target is. Who are the people that are searching for transformation that's going to come from your coaching, your consulting, your product, your service, or your cause? It's a simple answer, but it's going to take you some time to distill, right? Many people are from the posture of, man, I want to reach everyone. Like, I'm a Swiss Army knife. I can do all of the things. You can do all the things, but you're not going to do all the things well. You can't aim at everyone. This is a huge mistake. If you aim at everyone, you're going to hit no one. Our passion drives us to try to reach everyone, everywhere, in every space, every minute of the day. This seems right, but it's wrong. And I'm gonna hang here for a minute. It seems wrong because you want to help someone. Right? If you're just a transactional person, you're just looking at dollar signs and leads and email counts and growing and blowing up your inbox and blowing up your follower account, then this is not going to strike a chord with you. But we hope you're passionate about not making more money or gaining more followers or having more people connected to your cause. That's great. But we really want you to build relationships. And when you're passionate about building those relationships, and gaining more impact and influence, you're going to try and help everyone. And it's wrong. Don't do it. You have a set of skills that have brought you to a place where you are equipped to help a specific type of person in the marketplace. Lean into them. There's people that you can't help or you can't assist, and that's okay, because there's a million other people out there who can help them. So don't think that just because you're not going after someone who's, 30 years old, your market's 35 to 55, that the other people are going to be left out in the cold. That's not the case. And we'll learn about that in a minute. So moving on a little bit further, what should your target look like? It should be clearly defined. Like, I cannot tell you how many people who they'll tell you, oh, they're married, they're single, they're 18 to 65, they're male and female, they're employed, they're unemployed, they're happy, they're angry, they like chocolate, they hate chocolate, again, trying to cover all of the individuals. It's not going to work. Be specific. They're 25 to 44, married men who are stressed about their identity, who want to be better fathers, husbands, leaders in the home. Like, get specific. Give them a name. If you're a business, you're in the painting business. Oh, we're going for people that, are in this space. Maybe they're, first-time home buyers, and they're in the renovation market for renovating a home, and they're looking to do this, that, and the other, and then market your painting business. Thinking through the hobbies, their likes, their dislikes. What are the philosophical, internal, and external challenges that they're facing? And remember this: if you aim at everyone, you're going to hit no one. Aim small, you're going to miss small. Aim big, you're going to miss big. So who is your exact target? Next up, their pain points. What specific pain points are you helping them fix? First and foremost, what's a pain point? Oftentimes we misconstrue what a pain point really is. And because we're not clear on them, we try to fix problems that don't exist. And that will confuse your customers. And if you're having trouble gaining leads or building relationships, this may be a problem you're facing and you don't even realize it. So pay attention here. A pain point is a pre-existing internal, external, or philosophical challenge that you are uniquely positioned to solve. Solutions are not pain points. A solution is the catalyst for change of what that pain point really is. The solution is going to help them overcome the pain point. Your job is to help people overcome whatever problems they face. Don't try to fix problems that aren't there. An example of this that I use is if I were to walk up to you right now and I told you, I want a glass of water. You might think that the pain point I'm feeling or I'm experiencing is my desire for a glass of water. The water is the solution that I'm seeking, and I'm coming to you because I feel like you have water that's going to help me overcome my problem, which my pain point in this situation is that I am thirsty. I am dehydrated. I need to quench my thirst, and you have something that's going to help me, specifically water. And I happen to think that specifically your water is going to help me. If I'm bleeding out and I'm like, I need a bandage, the bandage is the solution to me bleeding out and needing medical attention. So don't create problems that aren't there, and identify what the pain points are and what the solutions to those pain points are. And spend some time writing them out. You may not know them all, but you should be able to right now hit pause if you're watching or you're listening and list 5 to 6 really specific pain points, and then lean into those. They're going to be the driving force behind everything that you do. Your pain points and your target need to match up clearly and specifically. You may not know them all right now. If you're just growing and you're just moving in from like side hustle and you're just getting started, you're going to have to experiment a little bit. But as you know your audience and as you learn what they're dealing with and what they're going through existentially and down into, the current season, you're going to figure out what are the things that they consistently are searching to overcome. And those were going to be your foundational pain points. But you should be able to list 5, maybe 6 right now. So spend some time writing them down, put them in a journal, put them on a whiteboard, and really lean into them. Because like I said, they're going to be the fuel and the engine that propels you forward, getting you from where you are to where you want to go with growing your brand. All right, next is difference. What makes you different? So we've got a friend who wrote a book called Find Your Yellow Tux. Jesse Cole is an amazing individual. And so what makes you different? What is your yellow tux to kind of, copy him for a minute? So what is it that makes you different? If you were in a room full of a million other people all dressed exactly like you, What is going to make someone pick you out of the crowd and shine the spotlight on you and say, I want to connect with you? What you have is going to help me. Your ability to be different, coupled with everything else we've talked about, is what's going to clarify who you are, why you care, how you help, and set you apart from the rest of the crowd. If you blend in with everybody else, you're going to have a harder time trying to make connections, build relationships, increase revenue, increase reach and engagement. What makes you different? And own it. You've been given a unique set of skills, a passion. You've identified a specific target market to go after. Now, what is it that makes you different? How can you help someone in a way that nobody else can? A good example of this is the automobile industry. Now, fundamentally, an automobile, no matter what make or model it is the exact same. It has some sort of mechanism for generating momentum, an engine, doors, some way to steer it, and something with which for you to make it move. Now, there's a bunch of different types, but an automobile is fundamentally the same. They're all designed to get you from point A to point B. The different manufacturers that make all of these have decided that theirs is different from the next one, and they're going to tell you. They may look different. They may have different colors, wildly different price points, but each manufacturer has identified what makes their automobile different, and they're going to tell you exactly why it's different and exactly why you need it. So take, for example, like Bugatti and Lamborghini are going to market way differently with the differences of their products than you would say Acura or Infiniti or Toyota. All of the products are the same in a general sense, but different people are going to be pursuing different types of those products. And each of them have identified what sets them apart, and they're going to market differently. So someone like Bugatti is not going to market the same way someone searching for, a $50,000 pickup truck. It's going to be marketed a bit different, and they're going to be clearly set so that you're not confused. You're going to know exactly where you're going and what you're looking for. And you need to be attuned to that. So don't market yourself to fit the mold of someone that you may try to be by playing the comparison game. Market what you're doing to exactly who you are and what makes you different. So this is probably one of the most important steps beside identifying your pain points. And it's one that lives below the surface of the iceberg, what we talked about. So people are going to see what's above the water, and they're going to miss a large amount of what's the substance of what's underneath the water. You need to really think about your difference, and it's going to change over time as your industry changes and there's shifts in your niche, and you're going to have to pivot, and there's going to be external changes that you're going to have to adapt to maintain a level of, creativity that's going to keep people coming back for more, because you're different from all the rest. And that's a good thing. It's not cocky. It's not narcissistic. It's being aware of why you are not like somebody else. And that's not from a competitive nature. It's also to let you know that if someone comes to you for a service and they're really not quite a good fit for you, if you know what makes you different and they don't really align with that, and there's not alignment, vision, mission, whatever it may be, then that gives you freedom to say, hey, I don't think I'll be able to help you as best as I can. I can probably get you here, but if you're looking to go all the way there, then maybe you'd be a good fit over here. Let me refer you. So lastly is your clear message. This one is also ongoing. It's never going to end. Your messaging is always going to shape. It's always going to grow. As you're just getting started out messaging, chances are it'll probably suck. So you want to be as clear as possible. Don't be cute. If you want to help someone with a service that you offer, well, speak right to it. Go back to a pain point. Speak right to a pain point and how you can help overcome it. Be clear and consistent. If you want to be seen by your audience, once you've identified them and you've clarified what they struggled with and you've understood and you've distilled what makes you different, you have to communicate it with clarity and consistency. Do not decide that you're going to engage a certain digital space, put something out, and then show up once, twice, 3 times a month and fizzle out. The mentality of just building it and hoping people are going to show up to it is not going to work. You have to commit to showing up at least once a day, every single day, and implement rhythms of clearly communicating and consistently communicating your message. Otherwise, people aren't going to come. I mean, the algorithms are not going to give you infinite visibility. So you have to consistently put things in front of people so that the most people possible can see it. I did not say you have to pay for all of that. Paid advertising is a whole other topic we'll have on the podcast later, but organically communicating your message consistently is going to help you reach the most amount of people possible. Your clear message is powerful, and it can attract attention, increase reach, and build long-lasting relationships. So what makes a clear message? A clear message is target focused first. Let me repeat that. Your message is target focused. It's ultimately about you, but it's really about your target audience. Even though your message is about you or your organization, it has to be focused on your target first. You're elevating them. You want your audience to be the center of attention. It's about how you can help your customer on their journey, not why they need to come give you their money. Elevate your customer and keep them in the spotlight. If you speak to the pain points and how you can help them overcome exactly what they're doing, they're not going to have a problem committing. The best messages will always be about you by not being about you on the surface. Last thing, consistency breeds credibility. If you're consistently communicating how you can help and how you have helped other people along the way, people will trust you. They'll start to hear from other people who are 1, 2, and 3 degrees separated from you, how they experience the same things that you claim that you can offer, and you'll start to attract more people. Your quote unquote raving fans will start to do marketing for you by you consistently leaning into specifically what you've been called to do and communicating that outward. You'll become known for what you claim to be known for, and people will start bringing others to you. So clarify your message, communicate it consistently, and you will see some lives changed. Now, last but not least, where does this all live? Your customer journey. You've heard us talk about it before. These 4 principles are going to guide everything you do, from creating lead magnets all the way down to your high ticket offer. There has to be alignment and consistency all the way through so that your customer always knows they have a clear next step, whether it's becoming more invested in your business, becoming a heavier donor with your nonprofit or your cause, or what does the pathway look like to become more invested in your church community? All 3 are different, but the foundations are really the same. So think through these 4 principles: your target, their pain points, what makes you different, and your clear messaging. And you will see lives changed. You'll have greater impact with your content, and you can grow your brand effectively every single day. The challenge with this is you're going to have to spend some time, and time is important to you guys, and we know that, and investing in clarifying all 3 of these 4 principles. That's the big challenge. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some work, but the best way to get started is just to get started. Take your first step and then take another one. Write these down, spend some time with them. Send us an email. We'll be glad to help you. The opportunity with this is more clarification into not only who you are, but specifically who you're trying to reach. And if you really have a laser focused approach to who you're trying to reach, you'll reach them. That's true with anything. I mean, we just saw a Super Bowl last night where the quarterback won his 7th Super Bowl. Love Tom Brady or hate him, the guy's a machine. He has figured out how to win, and he's proven that he can do it with a different organization. He's figured out his skill set and how to use them. He's identified exactly what to do and how to get there. TPDM may not be his thing, but he knows exactly who he is, how he can win, and exactly how to do it and elevate other people. Same is true with marketing your brand. The more you invest in TPDM and figuring this out, the better equipped you'll become to say, hey, I can go over here. And when the time is right to invest in this social platform, I can jump in and land over there. And with a little bit of research and a little bit of adaptability, take all of this thing and inject it over there, and I'll find people. You'll be better equipped to have success in the marketplace, not only today, but in the long run. Biggest takeaway, it's time. Play the long game. Viral culture is awesome. Like getting big overnight, that's great. But what usually happens when you flare up quickly, you flame out just as fast. So take time investing in building a hotbed of coals that are going to last you for a while. Play the long game. What does it look like a year from now? And then walk it all the way back. Because gaining a lot of growth and a lot of groundswell quickly is kind of fun. But then not only is it, a lot at one time, you've got to maintain it. And if you don't grow consistently and all of a sudden you're influx with a ton of newness, you're probably not going to know how to maintain it. So take your time, invest in these principles, walk them out, work them out, and you'll see some growth. So Do us a favor, give us a rating and review wherever you consume the Everyday Marketer podcast. We try to be as practical as possible and bring you a variety of content that you can implement every single day to grow your brand every single day. We wouldn't say it if we didn't believe it. We've got some really cool episodes coming down the pipeline. I am excited. We hope you guys keep tracking along, and we will see you right back here next Monday on the Everyday Marketer podcast.